Hi everybody, Taj with Harcourts Home Oregon Coast here. Today I've got Mark Jones with me, one of our real estate brokers, and we're going to be chatting about how to price your home in a shifting or a changing market, which is something that we've experienced over the last little bit here. So we're going to dive into the right things to do if you are getting ready to sell your home and the wrong things to do. And then the other thing I've always thought is that we talk about comparable homes. That's like trying to compare snowflakes. Like no one house is exactly like another house, especially on the Oregon coast.
Yeah, we don't have the suburban cookie cutter neighborhoods here that exist in some of the bigger cities. When people bring up Zestimates and Zillow and think it's got any bearing, it's like, well, you know, they do a pretty good job with all their data, but they're going to nail down a suburban neighborhood in a big city that has very similar homes, so much tighter than they can the Oregon coast, where you'll have a $1.4 million house oceanfront, and then a block away is a trailer that's worth $300,000 or less.
Sure.
You know, this is a tough area to price.
It absolutely is, and the algorithm pricing models, they just generally don't work here. So as a seller, you really have to talk to agents and see what they can see. There are websites out there, you can do your own research and find out what closed prices are, but you really need to talk to an agent to know what that market price prediction is. And I say market price prediction, I am a firm believer that no agent can really truly predict the value of a home. It's always going to come down to that seller and buyer agreeing on the right price. So the real important thing is getting a lot of people through the home when it's listed for sale. The more people you can get through a home, the more people you have that are possibly going to write that offer. And ideally you want multiple offers if you can get it as a seller, because that's going to really drive the price to where the market truly is on that home. Yeah,
that's true. One thing, you know, I didn't even know what multiple offer notifications were until about three years ago.
A lot of people.
After 3 or 4 years in the business. And it's kind of wild, because when you have 10 or 14 offers to pick from, it really does set the market value of a house. The only thing I could say is that I've seen a lot of realtors that will jump on a good offer right away, and they might leave 12 great offers on the table.
Yeah,
I've seen that many times.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really important. It's important for the process to be allowed to work out through time. More time is generally better for sellers than less time when it comes to receiving offers. Kind of the flip of, if you're on the market not receiving offers, more time is actually a killer. You really need to hit that receiving offers in the first couple of weeks. Once it's been on the market for a little while, it starts to just disappear. People don't see it. They've seen it once. They don't think about it after. Even after a price reduction, it can be hard to regain that audience you get with that first 2, 3, 4 week period on the market. Which goes back to getting it priced the right way at the beginning. Yep,
I agree. Otherwise, that listing's going to get stale. It's that first 10 days, 2 weeks, it's a hot commodity. And then it's like, oh, well, you know, it's been on the market a while.
Yeah, why is it on the market for so long?
Our market was so hot last year that I was getting people call, how come this is still in the market? It's been on for 5 days. Like, wow, you know, maybe they want to garner a few offers.
And even when the market was incredibly hot in 2021, 2022 on the Oregon coast, days on market were still 30 plus, even out to 45 plus days. And then you'd get calls from people out of area, and they'd, like you said, go, what is wrong with this house just being on the market 10 days? So there's that misconception about a home being on the market for a long time and having problems. Not always the case, but then when they're coming from a market like Portland Metro, Boise, San Francisco, where the market is 5 days on market and it's different on the coast, you don't want your first conversation between a potential buyer and your listing agent being an explanation of why it's been on the market so long. So if we kind of review, it comes down to two things in our mind of what to do about pricing a home in a shifting market. Have a really good conversation with your real estate agent. Make sure that they're considering the closed properties more than the active properties when finding that price. Know that a comparable price is pretty flexible. There's a range that it's going to fit into. Don't anticipate just being, it's this number, 100% guaranteed. It's just not how it works. It's going to be a window. It's going to be between this price and that price. And how are we going to find the right price to find the right buyer? And then that last point is have the home ready to go. All that work up front pays tremendously when you get on the market, priced right, and have that house in everybody's mind as a great looking house online that they really want to come and see and get all those people through it to try to get that offer early. I mean, I think that covers the things you need to think about when you get your house listed for sale in this shifting market.
I agree. And if you can convince those sellers to get their house in the most premium, best looking condition they can get it in.
Yeah.
And some of that involves doing things way before listing. And if I could get every one of my clients to do a pre-listing inspection report so that they have an informed idea of what is going on with their home, because it's very easy when you live in a home to just kind of forget about, well, that roof's getting pretty worn. It's not leaking.
Right.
But the next guy that's going to buy it's going to go, I'm going to have to put $30,000 into this roof in the next 3 years.
The other thing about a pre-listing inspection is whoever goes underneath their house. No one goes in the crawl space, and so you don't know what's happening under there. And more times than not, a pre-listing inspection finds some issues that are pretty easy to fix but can scare a buyer away.
That's right. That's right. You want to clean up that inspection report as best you can.
Yeah.
And people love being able to see one before they get real interested in a house. They're probably going to get their own. They may not trust the inspector that you got. They may think you know them or something, but they've got something to go on.
Well, it provides the seller more leverage when it comes to negotiating an offer, and the period between an accepted offer and the end of an inspection period. If the seller can say, we've already provided you with an inspection report before you even wrote an offer, you knew what you were buying at that point from the inspection, from the seller's disclosure statements. So you, as a seller, carry more leverage into the negotiations that might come up during the inspection period.
Agreed, 100%.
That is a good overview of how to prepare to sell in this shifting market. For more information like this, just go to the Home Oregon Coast YouTube channel or get on our mailing list for more videos like this so that we can keep you up to date with what's happening in the Oregon Coast real estate market. Mark, I want to thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Tosh. Appreciate it.